pretty interested to see. I'm pretty interested to see how did she actually fake it. I'm very, very, very curious. I have to see. I am so curious to see how this has been faked. How intricate it was when it was faked or so. I'm so curious. Like, I'm
Hello,
really,
you
really
absolute
curious.
legends. Last month, the streamer known as Queen Ponsalot pretended to beat the Dragon Alatreon wearing
I'll be back soon. Need to do some registration stuff. Need to register in a new house. Oh my god, you're getting a new house? Wow. Congratulations. I've never been in a house, so I wouldn't know, so but hey. But we'll be here when you come back, alright, hun? You take care.
a blindfold. This garnered her quite a lot of attention, but when people experienced with the game she was playing and those experienced in blindfold speedrunning saw her video, they realized immediately it was fake.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't like that. It's sexy. I hate that. Ever since that one, the fedora meme or so, I just don't like it. Can we get a simp counter? What do you mean a simp counter? Oh my god. No, Crusader. Don't even start it. Don't even start it. Yeah,
unfortunately, Queen Ponsalot's effort of faking a blindfolded run was extremely poor. Not only was she using strategies that are just flat out impossible to use while blind, but the blindfold she was using was so thin and obviously fake, even we, the viewers, could see straight through it. Soon enough, people were making videos calling out her fake run, and Queen Ponsalot was beginning to get quite a lot of negative attention. It's
funny because I've played, like I said, I played Monster Hunter for a long time, right? I am a first fleet of Monster Hunter. Okay, I am part of the first fleet. There are some things you just cannot calculate when it comes to a hunt. I know this because sometimes shit fucking happens, okay? Like, shit fucking happens sometimes. So you can't really, like, you know, you just can't just basically, like, expect the unexpected, basically. Like, shit is gonna happen during a hunt, which is not calculated about, like a good percentage of the time, you know? So it is what it is. I have an old house, but I was registered in parents' house. They sold them. They so need to register in your current house. Ah, I see. My current house. Oh, okay.
Turns out the public doesn't appreciate liars and people who try to fake gaming accomplishments for clout. After receiving backlash, Queen Ponsalot...
Because if I remember correctly, there was also a certain player who actually did an actual blind fight with Electreon, and he was using a charge blade. He turned off his monitor. He put the blindfold on. He put a timer as well. He did all of this. He did all of this stuff to set up the fight with Electreon, the blind, and it was pretty good. I have to say, it was actually pretty good.
Fought back, announcing that she was going to do another blindfolded run of the Dragon Alatreon, but this time with more proof. On the 14th of February, she went live, and she was stacked to the gills with ironclad anti-cheat measurements. This time she wore a genuine blindfold. She had a hand cam, she had input display, she had paper covering up her monitors, and she was live. Surely there was absolutely no way she could cheat. And with all of...
There's no way, dude. I am actually so curious how she actually did it. Bro, she has like 5,000 IQ, like, no joke, like, just like a monster hunting one person.
This in place, she did it again. She beat the Dragon Alatreon in front of hundreds of people. She was so convincing that it seemed like everyone now believed she was legit.
But anyway, yeah, it looks like the Altreon blindfold kill was actually real. It did actually happen.
Maybe we got it wrong. Maybe Queen Ponsalot was just more gifted than everyone else, and she could really do things blindfolded that no one else could. Or maybe, just maybe, she just cheated again, and we don't know how. Honestly...
Okay, I'll be not a very good first 2 minutes of the video, but I am very curious how she actually cheated. I'm very, very, very curious.
When I first saw her new successful attempt, I didn't know how she did it. But I did know two things.
Oh?
One, her gameplay was impossible to do blind. And two, people always underestimate the autistic power of speedrunners. I was committed to finding out how this was done. I envisioned sophisticated cheating methods that would be impossible to detect. I figured that whatever Queen Ponsalot did must be pretty genius to fool everyone so easily. For 3 days, I meticulously studied her video. I worked with experts to clarify game mechanics. I spoke with programmers to see if we could replicate her run using advanced software, but I was getting nowhere. And then, after 72 hours of running into dead ends, I finally saw it. I noticed that Queen Ponsalot did something that gave everything away. The curtain was lifted, and the magician had exposed her secrets. I had the smoking gun, and within 20 minutes of seeing Queen Ponsalot do this one thing, we knew exactly how she did it, and we had the proof. As it turns out, I was on the wrong track the entire time. I thought the method she used must have been smart because no one detected it. But in the end, it turned out to be the simplest and dumbest method I could have imagined. In this video, I'm going to tell you exactly how Queen Ponsalot faked her most recent blindfolded takedown of the Dragon Elytreon, and I guarantee that you'll be shocked at just how many things she did to try and fool you. I really
I'm so curious. Yeah, no, it's smart. Like, if she actually, like, I'll be curious how she faked it, right? I'll be so astounded. That's like 5,000 IQ kind of type of thing. So, it's so stupid. It's genius. It's gonna be very interesting to see how she faked it. Like, because you have mouse input, right? You have mouse input here, right? You got a hand cam here, right? And you got this camera up here, right? So it's kind of very interesting to see. And then apparently she did something here when she lifted this, and she also has this covered as well. So I'll be very, very, very curious to see what the actual thing is happening. I'm gonna be like, okay.
hope you enjoy.
Let's see. Tell me.
Legends, let's be honest. If you're watching my channel, it's because you are a gigantic nerd. I'm a huge nerd. You're a huge nerd. That's just the way it is. And as nerds, there is
I've always been a nerd anyway, so I'm just so curious of the like the minute details of how he found out, right? I'm very curious what he analyzed in her playthrough of the fight itself, where some of the viewers, right, we didn't catch it the first time, right? Granted, because this guy went like in like super detailed. Like, he went to fucking try to replicate this. He went to talk to speedrunners, mechanics, and all this other shit, game devs, and etc. You know, he did the dirty work for all of this stuff to try to see if this run was also fake, you know.
There's nothing more important or fulfilling than having a really good gaming PC, which is why you should invest in a PC.
Of course, we got an advertisement. Anyways, let me just skip over that advertisement real fast.
Description. Go and check
Ah, yes, Starforge. Asmongold's this company.
out their PCs today. In my previous video, we looked at Queen Ponsalot's earlier blindfolded runs, where she used a really thin, transparent sheet of material to cover her eyes and pretended that she couldn't see. In this case, it was so easy to debunk because everyone can just use their own eyes and see that her blindfold was fake. As far as her gameplay was concerned, it's also really obvious that she can see as well. She claims to use the audio to know exactly where the monster is, but years of blindfolded competition tells us that this is impossible. I also highlighted that.
What do you mean? What do you mean? I just did it. I just did my Elytreon fight. You can see it on YouTube, you know? You can see it on my YouTube channel. I did the blind run Elytreon. I did it by sound and the taste of poo on the floor.
Beyond knowing where the monster is, it's also impossible to detect whether you are looking up or down. So if you see a blindfolded player using their mouse to look up or down, you know they can see. In her latest attempt, we see all of those impossible gameplay mechanics in action once again, and in some cases, it's even worse.
It's the sound of their butt cheeks, you know. It's the sound of their butt cheeks is how I knew where Electrion was at. Okay, all right. It's just the sound of their clapping butt cheeks is how I know where the monsters are at every single time. Okay, it's easy because I'm about to clap them cheeks real soon.
She will access the menu in order to use items and mess up the camera, and then immediately and perfectly fix it. She even does this when the dragon is not making any sounds at all, so there is quite literally no audio cue, like in this example. Beyond the impossible vertical movement, we also see crazy head tracking in real time that is just laughable. I mean, just look at this gameplay.
Wait, wouldn't there be like a cheat? I'm kind of curious if there would be a mod or so, or like a cheat mod or so, where the camera will always aim towards the head. Do you think there'll be something like that for Monster Hunter? Because, you know, there's cheats for Call of Duty, right? Like you can go for aimbotting, you know, you can hit them in the head and always get headshots all the time. I'm wondering if there is one for Monster Hunter. I'm just curious, like if she actually managed to get somebody to make some kind of cheat engine or something, just to always have it slowly aim towards the head, you know, to make it look believable as much as possible, you know. So I'm just kind of like, If she was using the sound to track the location of the dragon, wouldn't she need speakers all around her? No, she's using headphones. She's using headphones. You can have really good headphones to have that. So. Yeah, I use headphones, so and having really good headphones actually really do help out. So there are one-shot mods for Monster Hunter World. Okay, but I'm just curious if there's one for, like, you know, aiming towards the head or so, you know.
In the last clip, she is rolling underneath the dragon, keeping the camera on its head perfectly as she does it. It's hilarious. And remember, looking up does nothing. It doesn't let her hit any higher, so there is literally no point in doing this other than to see the head, which makes no sense if you're blindfolded. All of this seems very confusing because she appears to be wearing a proper blindfold. And as I mentioned before, her monitors are even covered up with paper, meaning that she can't see them anyway. This led me to consider other ways she might be playing without seeing. One way would be some kind of aimbot. Aimbots are common in many
Didn't I just call that out? Didn't I just call that out? If there were some kind of aimbot or so for Monster Hunter World where it slowly, like, it aims towards the head. Didn't I just say that like fucking 30 seconds ago? Interesting.
game.
Me and Carl's be thinking me and Carl's are thinking pretty smart with each other.
So it's possible if she had some kind of sophisticated software, it could help her aim on the dragon. This would solve the problem of locating the dragon and also solve the vertical aiming issue. However, this wouldn't solve all of the problems, like being able to dodge attacks that don't have sound cues. In one instance, she accidentally hooks onto Alatreon's leg instead of its head, and immediately releases before targeting the head again. But there is no audible difference between hooking onto the leg or the head, so there is no way she should have known. In order to solve issues like this, I theorized that maybe someone was talking to her and giving her instructions through Discord. With someone in her ear and some aim assist software, you might be able to play like this without sight. I reached out to Monster Hunter World expert TSC, who actually developed the first known aimbot of the game. According to him,
So there is. Okay. So this actually also proves my statement that I said earlier today as well. So this actually also proves it. This proves it. Damn, dude. Okay. This is gonna be interesting to take a look at, to be honest.
If she was using an aimbot to achieve this effect, it would require software far more sophisticated than anyone in the community currently possesses. It seems unlikely that this was the method. The most common theory I saw online was that she was using pre-recorded gameplay. Maybe she beat Alatreon earlier and just played that gameplay footage during her live stream. Something like this has been done before. I even made a video about a speedrunner who cheated by using a pre-recorded run during a live charity marathon. However, I didn't believe this was the case. Queen Ponzelot had 2 cameras and they were
interesting. Interesting. I hope she was this smart. We'll see.
both completely in sync. I studied her mouse movements and they always seemed to match what was going on in the game. And so did her keyboard inputs. Her mouse sensitivity was very high, so a lot of movements are hard to see, but I couldn't see any discrepancies. It did appear as though she was actually playing. In my opinion, this also ruled out the idea that someone else was playing instead of her, perhaps by using remote assistance. This is an idea that the YouTuber Abisoft spent some time investigating to see if it could work. But aside from her mouse movements matching her gameplay, latency issues would also be a huge problem. Some people suggested that she was using a magician's blindfold and she could see through it. But this is extremely unlikely. Her blindfold doesn't look like any fake blindfold I could find, and we know what blindfold she has because it was recommended to her. Blindfolded expert Mitris has the exact same one, and it looks exactly the same. One other thing people noticed, and trust me, we noticed this immediately too, is that after Queen Ponzelot killed Alatreon and lifted the paper up, there was something on her screen.
Wait, hold up a second. Wait.
Queen Ponzelot killed Alatreon and lifted the paper up.
Hello? Hello? What is that? I think. Oh, dude. Oh, really? I'm already seeing the thing in the middle of the screen there, right there. There's a window there. I'm wondering if that's the mod tool that she used. If you guys can take a look at it, if you guys like, look, watch. Here, I'll expand it for you guys. Look. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at this little thing here. When she lifted up, look at this thing right here in the middle of her screen. This doesn't show up here. You know? It doesn't show up here. Oh, that's interesting. That is interesting. That is actually very interesting. That is interesting.
Up, there was something on her screen, and it seemed like she noticed this and moved the paper back down to try and hide it.
I pause it. What is on the screen? And what is on the thing? Is Monster Hunter on her screen? And then watch what happens. She puts it back down to cover. She's quickly trying to hide it. And then the game comes back up on screen.
This is the Windows Start menu, and the reason it appeared is because she hit the Windows key. In fact, she hits the Windows key multiple times throughout her blindfolded attempts. This bugged the hell out of us, and we had no idea why she was doing it. Could this have something to do with how she was faking her gameplay? At seemingly random times, she would hit the Windows key, which would tap her out of the game. This caused her inputs to stop working. She would then need to hit the escape key to try and get back into the game. Watch this clip where she hits the Windows key and then spends 10 seconds trying to get the game to work again.
Oh,
This is bizarre, and she does this multiple times without ever mentioning it. She acts as if this really weird thing that she is doing isn't happening, which is obviously really suspicious. Ultimately, it seems like this is some kind of unrelated tech issue that she was having with her eye tracker. Multiple times before she even started her blindfolded attempts, we can see her hitting the Windows key in order to fix something. She even mentioned it earlier in her stream.
Needed to fix the Toby.
I think this tech issue has nothing to do with her blindfolded attempts, but an important question to ask is how did she know there was a problem? She was blindfolded and couldn't see, but knew there was some kind of technical issue and always tried to fix it. And she did all of this without looking, and without saying anything to her audience. It's all really bizarre. In the end, however, after discovering the truth, I realized this was a giant red herring. After several days of brainstorming, I was beginning
I could play devil's advocate. I could play devil's advocate for that one, to be honest. But you know what? I'll just let it keep playing. I'll just let it keep playing. At least for that part, for that specific part, you know, for that small segment there.
to run out of ideas. But then, in the middle of the night, I revisited a question I had from day one. There was something that Queen Pwnsalot did that was really strange, and I couldn't figure it out. Immediately after she covers her main monitor with paper, while she is attempting to distract her viewers, she holds down her left mouse button for 10 seconds. This was actually one of the very first things I noticed when investigating her run, but I never had an answer as to why she did it. Normally, when you hold a button down for a few seconds, it activates something, and this was one of the reasons I thought
The only reason you should be holding, right? The only reason why you should be holding that, right? Is to move this. That means you're moving a window over to somewhere. That means you're bringing into something. It's because you're holding it for 10 seconds. So that means you're dragging something. That's the only reason I can think of, is for her to be dragging something. Hey Snowfall, how you doing there, hun? Welcome to the stream. How you been?
thought she was using some kind of software, but I had overlooked something that was so obvious and so simple, I can't believe I didn't see it immediately. Once I understood what she was doing,
She was checking if she brought whatever software that's over here on this side over to here, over onto the main monitor. How you doing there, hun?
it was game over. Holding her mouse button down for 10 seconds told me everything I needed to know. It unlocked all of her secrets. It revealed to me that there was in fact a third hidden monitor.
Yeah, because she's looking to the far left. I mean, to the far right, you know?
Queen Pwnsalot wants us to believe that she only has 2 monitors. When she covers them up, she makes sure to verbally state that her monitor on the left has all of her other stuff on it.
To the main attraction as we get our duct tape for our main monitor because, yeah. There's the other one. So you guys know. There it is.
There is it with all my other stuff. Okay, I see.
With all my other stuff on it. Boom.
What until Code throws you to the basement?
This is a lie. In truth, she has a third monitor to her right, off camera. Before she covers it with paper, we can see that her main monitor has her OBS streaming software on it. This shows her gameplay, and it also has her Twitch chat docked into it as well. One thing that struck me as odd is how she decided to wait until her monitors were covered with paper before setting everything up. This makes no logical sense, and she even tries to act like this wasn't on purpose.
No problem. Alright, alright, cool. Now, alright. Oh god, I'm sorry, I didn't think this through.
But the reason she did this is because she had to ensure that what she did was hidden from the camera. This is where the beauty of the input display comes in, because we can still see everything she's doing, but it's obvious she is trying to hide it. What she does next is very sneaky. She lifts up the paper on her main monitor, which has her OBS on it. She clicks on her OBS window and holds down the mouse key.
Yep.
Then, while she is holding down the mouse button, she distracts her audience with verbal diarrhea.
That's why we go through what we go through, right? You know? And it's the way that it has to be. And,
She went to the right.
Next is the key that I should have seen immediately. What is the most common thing you do when you hold down your mouse button? You drag windows.
Yes, you drag a
While
window.
talking,
Yep.
she drags her OBS to her hidden monitor on the right. We can confirm
Cause she goes to the right. Like she's dragging. So she's basically like what she's doing, right? She does it for like a split second, right? So she grabs this, right? And goes this way. So she drags it to the right and then goes back this way really, really fast. You can see it in the movement of the speed.
this with
Why did they put so much effort into exposing her? Because she didn't really do a she's saying that she did a blindfold speed run. And that's a lie in the speedrun community, you know? And she didn't do it. Why would you? That's I'm gonna be honest with. That's not a really good question to ask, to be honest, with Toe. Come on, that's a pretty common answer. You can answer it yourself. So for that one, anyways, she's not a true gamer. Not true gamer at all. Yeah, for speedrunning, for the speedrunning community, yeah, especially in Monster Hunter, we take that shit literal, so.
the input display, we can see her hand move it to the right, and she even looks at her hidden monitor on the right when she does this.
Yep, there it is.
That's why we go through what we go through, right? You know? And it's the way that it has to be.
Yeah, there it is. Shut up, sexy. Shut the fuck up.
And,
She will use her OBS on the hidden monitor to see the game. Immediately after this, she pretends to move the OBS to her left monitor.
alright, move that over, okay. Shoot, okay. I'm sorry.
She moves her mouse to the left, she looks to the left, and she even says that she's moving something. However, we can see on the input display, she doesn't even click her mouse.
Move that over, okay.
Now, despite the fact her monitor on the right is supposed to be a secret, she cannot help but stare at it constantly. She even responds to this exact message in chat while looking at it.
I would 1000% upload your run, including this whole setup you just did entirely unedited, but that's probably already been told. Interesting.
However, mid-sentence she realizes how stupid this is and stops talking.
Alright. Oh yeah. Everything will be unedited.
Oh, I see. Hello, Chuckles. Thank you for the follower. So, since you followed, because I always do this to every new followers, of course, you can never ever leave the outer realms. Hello, greetings. Also, you can see her staring at the other monitor over here. You know? You can literally see her staring at the. Why is she staring over here? She's staring over here on this side. Cause like when I look at my other monitor, which is my tablet, of course, I look this way. You know, I look over here to see the stuff over here. You know, it's pretty obvious. So she's staring at another monitor.
After panicking and thinking for 10 seconds, she tries to fix this mistake and pretends she read the message from the monitor on the left.
Oh yeah. Everything will be unedited. What was the last thing you said? Unedited.
The funny thing about Queen Pongelot reading chat from her hidden monitor is that it's completely unnecessary. There is no need to have chat there in the first place, and it just causes her to constantly look at it, making it obvious it's there. And it also causes her to screw up by responding to it. I'm guessing she just couldn't help herself, and she really wanted to see all of her fans talking about her as she was playing. So we know that she has a monitor to her right, but
Yep.
how does she see it? Well, the secret is in how she's wearing her blindfold. She's wearing it very, very loosely. It's barely able to stay on her face, and on top of that, she wears it very high. This is not how you're supposed to wear a blindfold. Anyone who owns a blindfold like this knows you don't wear them loose, you wear them tight. If you wear them loose, light gets in. By wearing her blindfold loose, she can see through a small gap between her nose and the blindfold. The gamer Juzzy has already replicated her exact setup. In his case, he showed his 2 monitors which he turned off, he wore a proper blindfold, he used the exact same input display, and he had a hand cam. With all of this, he also killed Alatreon in expert fashion.
Yep. This is the one I already saw. I already saw this one. That was a very
Here,
good.
he explains how he did it.
As you can see now, my monitors are off and I'm blindfolded, but despite my short-sightedness without glasses, I can clearly see these targets and shoot at them. And why is that? It's because there's a secret here.
What?
Right now, I'm wearing the blindfold, right? But
Yeah.
I can see out the gaps between my nose and my blindfold, and if I wore it even looser, I'd be able to see out the sides left and right in my peripheral vision. Then the next step to the trick is the fact that another thing you guys noticed, there's 2 monitors here, right? But they're not the only ones. There's a third monitor.
I see. Not just staring at the third monitor when she shows photo of her setup on her phone. You literally can see the third monitor in the reflection. Damn. Holy shit, bro, man. These are some IQ plays, I'm not gonna lie.
Monitor on my left.
On top of wearing her blindfold very loosely, Queen Ponzelot also sits back in her chair and looks up in an unnatural way. This is to get a better viewing angle. Before her attempt with the new blindfold, she had spent around 1 hour playing with her old blindfold over multiple days and weeks, and for that entire time, she always sat like this. She was leaning forward and looking directly in front of her. This is because while her blindfold was partially obscuring her sight, she could see straight through it and was looking at the monitor directly in front of her. With the new blindfold, she can't see through the front of it, which is why she has now completely changed her sitting position so she can see down and to the side. This is not a normal way to sit, and world-class blindfold speedrunner Bubsia confirms that when you see someone sitting in this position, it's a giant red flag.
And if I curve up even more, but that's already looking very sus, I guess, if you sit there like your neck breaking. If I sit like this, for example, I can see half of my monitor. I can see OBS right now, literally. I can see the volume meters going up. I can see the picture. If I turn a bit, I can see the other monitor.
And it's as simple as that. There is a hidden monitor on the right, and she is playing through her OBS, which she discreetly moved to it. I can't believe I spent so much time researching aimbots when the solution was so stupidly basic. And while it's so easy just to say there was a hidden monitor, which some people did, it's an entirely different story to provide concrete evidence. The fact that we can literally see her move OBS to the hidden screen, the fact that she reads chat from it, the fact that she stares at it constantly, the fact that she wears her blindfold so loosely, and the fact that she sits in such a weird position all prove beyond a reasonable doubt that this is the way she cheated. But here is my favorite part. After she has killed Alatreon, and while paper is still covering her screen, she looks directly at the hidden monitor and moves the camera around perfectly. It's like she's not even trying to hide it. And beyond all of this, the simple fact remains, the way she played the game is impossible to do if you can't see. Now let's be real for a second. At the end of the day, this entire thing isn't a big deal. This is just silly, fun internet drama, and it's just really interesting to learn how Queen Ponzelot faked her blindfold runs. Personally, I'm not emotionally charged about this. I just love trying to expose video game fraudsters because I enjoy it. This whole back and forth is honestly really entertaining. But make no mistake, her behavior is not healthy, and it's not a good thing. There are gamers who spend thousands of hours legitimately trying to do amazing things without the ability to see. Blindfolded gaming takes a lot of hard work, and it takes a lot of ingenuity. And Queen Ponsalot keeps taking a giant steaming dump on all of their efforts. Because of her actions, people are going to trust the accomplishments of real gamers even less. Skepticism will disproportionately rise, and the public will become even more cynical. But on the flip side, maybe that's a good thing. The amount of people who threw common sense to the wayside and took her runs at face value is pretty shocking. Maybe people do need to be a bit more skeptical, and maybe this lesson was an important one to learn. Let me know what you think in the comments. I worked with a group of gamers who helped me do research for this video, including the YouTuber Abisoft, who is also releasing a video about this most recent run. I know for a fact he is including many details I haven't mentioned myself, so if you want to learn even more, please go and check out his video as well. The link will be in the description. Thank you so much for watching, you legends.
Damn. Damn, yeah. When I saw her gameplay, I knew it'd fake again, but I just can't figure out how. But I did notice suddenly her sitting posture is so weird. Like, yeah, I just wanted to see it like being debunked, right? Because that was the one thing I wanted to see, right? It was completely being debunked or so. Because I saw it the first time, right? Like I saw it the first time or so, and I was just like, okay, all right. But I couldn't see the minute details, right? Because like I said, I only watched it one time. Like if I was watching it over and over and over and analyzing as well, I probably would have pinpointed. I would have exactly pinpointed all of this stuff myself as well. So that is very interesting. I have a friend who plays DDR songs blindfolded. This person makes me so mad because they cheated their way. And even then, on top of that, you know, us in the Monster Hunter community too, who does, you know, blindfold, you know, speedruns on fights or so, it's also kind of, you know, oofy, you know. So that is actually very interesting to actually hear, you know, specifically for that. That's crazy. That's actually legit crazy. What song request? I don't do song requests. I said I look at songs or so and add them to my playlist or so. But yeah, no, nonetheless though, that is actually pretty crazy. That's crazy. I like Carl. Carl is pretty good on analyzing things. You know what? I respect somebody who's very analytical, you know. Much respect, because, you know, as someone from the First Fleet, right? You know, I was like, there's just so many variables when it comes to Monster Hunter specifically, right? Like you can't predict everything from the monster, you know. It's sometimes it's a fucking gamble, especially for the new games specifically, right? Like the new games, like, oh man, the new games you cannot predict it's gonna go the same way, oh, like every single time. It's not gonna go the same way every time. Take care, Zexy, take care. So yeah, I'm just kind of like that was cool. That was a good video. I actually did enjoy that. Actually, that was a very good video. So anyways, hey man, if you guys want to see an actual blind playthrough, right, of Electrion, trust me guys, you should come watch this one. This one is the best one, guys, trust me. This one right here. See guys, this is my, I am the first VTuber to do a blind Electrion. No jokes, on swear on God. Trust me guys, this is legit. This is legit. I did it, okay? All right. You guys should yeah, for real, I did it. You guys can tell. See, look at this thumbnail. See, I have Electrion on the thumbnail. Look at him. He's giving thumbs up 100%, you know? No joke, on God. Of course, you gotta believe me. I did it. I did it on swear on God, man. 100%. I did it. Of course. Anyways, that was a very interesting video. I fucking enjoyed that. That was good. You know, I want to add this to the end part of that video. I want to see the end part of this. Hold on. I'm probably gonna add this to the end part of the most recent video we just reacted to, right? We're gonna take a look. Hold on.
So we know that she has a monitor to her right, but how does she see it? Well, the secret is in how she's wearing her blindfold. By wearing her blindfold loose, she can see through a small gap between her nose
You
and...
see how her eyes was looking to the right? And then putting on the blindfold too? She keeps looking so much to the right, you know?
the blindfold.
Right now, I'm wearing the blindfold, right? But I can see out the gaps between my nose and my blindfold.
On top of wearing her blindfold very loosely, Queen Ponzelot also sits back in her chair and looks up in an unnatural way. This is to get a better viewing angle.
After the video dropped, Queen Ponzelot started attacking Carl and sent her mod on Asmon's stream to defend her.
I know for a fact that she didn't. She did nothing wrong. She did not cheat anything. She has not cheated anything. And I think that it's important for us to understand that conjecture does not equal proof. There is no physical proof. There's a lot of conjecture. There's a lot of examining many things that are on the table. People claim, oh, she did this, she moved that, she did. But there's no actual proof that any of this happened.
Well, there's no proof that it did either.
And of course, she's being accused of a crime she didn't commit. And I know that for a fact. I'm willing to put money on it.
So, okay. So first thing is that, why do you think that she tilted her head in a different angle whenever she was wearing the other blindfold?
Well, sure. Whenever you're under a stress response, your body reacts differently. You position yourself differently. In the very
when you're under stress, your body reacts in a different way in a certain switch of scenario. That's the reason why. Wow, that is the most BS thing I've ever heard in my entire life. No fucking shot did he actually say that. Oh my god, you can't. Oh, dude, just that first sentence is like, come on, dude. So that's why mom moved. What are you talking about? I don't move shit.
very first run, when she's wearing the first blindfold, it was a carefree run on stream done with friends for a random, hey, I wonder if I can do this. It was a completely different circumstance.
My understanding of the psychological body language, whenever that happens, people usually actually huddle up more to protect their mid body, because that's where your organs are. That's where I'm a physician.
You don't. That's not entirely true.
All right. So you think that it's legitimate, and you think that
you know how he struggled of saying I'm a physician. You know how he struggled. You know how he struggled saying that. I don't believe that. Not a single bit that he's a physician, and he's also a mod for a random Twitch streamer girl. I'm like, bro, like, I don't trust you. You're a fucking physician. You shouldn't even be focusing on modding a streamer to begin with, number one. Hey, Rattlesnake. If I was playing Blindfold and hearing the lightning move, I'm panicking and will be reacting loudly. You meant to say magician. Oh, you think so? You think so?
that the way that she was sitting was just purely a stress response, and
maybe I'll do it for funsies. If I die, I die, but I'll probably do it one time or so for funsies, just to do a blind run through for it. You know, just do a blind. Just do a blind. You know, a blind. I don't think I have a blindfold. I'll have to buy one or so. Yeah, I don't have a blindfold, but I wouldn't mind doing it for funsies. So if I die, I die. You know, at the end of the day, it's fine. Like, it's not a huge deal. So
I don't, if I may, I don't think I know. I know that it is legitimate.
Okay.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
Without a shadow of a doubt. Okay.
But I also want to bring up the point that it doesn't seem like anybody else has been held to the standard that she's been held to. We have CSI investigating experts that have been going to every single length, looking to even the reflections on her phone, trying to analyze what's on that screen. And yet no other professional has been held to the same standard that she has been. No one's asking everyone else to have. Well, I think it's because of the initial conjecture that she faced when she did her first run. And she is a nobody that decided to do this on a whim, and that caught the entire world by storm.
So
Is she really a nobody? Isn't she like part of the Capcom's creator group or something like that, if I remember correctly? Isn't I thought she was part of the Capcom creator thing.
Like, how is it that every single other person in this community is not able to rebalance their camera in any circumstance without a lock on, but she was?
I'm not a blindfolded expert, so I'm not sure.
He did the exact same thing that she did under the same controls.
Well, hold on. He did not do the exact same thing she did.
How?
He did use the same because he did use a third monitor. He did look from his blindfold at a third monitor and completed the run by looking through the blindfold at that third monitor.
That's correct.
Queen Ponzalot did not do that.
Did she look at OBS through the third monitor?
No.
How do you know that?
Because I know.
Okay.
How do you know that? Because I fucking know. That's why. That's my logic. It's because she didn't fucking do it. That's why. I have no proof whatsoever. But shit, man, you can trust me. Oh, God, dude, you can't. Oh, bro, dude. No matter how much you defend her, you're not gonna tap that ass, bro. You're not gonna tap that ass, bro. I'm sorry, you know, she's not gonna hold your hand, okay? All right? She's not gonna hold your hand, all right? All right, just let it go, bro. Just let it go, man. It's not worth it, bro. It's just not worth it, okay?
How would you expect anybody else to believe that?
I welcome the skepticism. She did her initial blindfolded run on a whim on stream with no particular set of guidelines. She didn't know what she didn't know either. So she reached out to a credible expert who was a world record holder in that community and followed the exact specifications that he set out.
Well, what is his opinion of this?
I've spoken with Mitch Riz, and he is on the fence. I'm sorry, I just got a message from Mitch Riz. He's actually watching right now. He's the world record holder.
So you said you've been watching. What do you think?
I think the evidence right now points pretty strongly in the way of not meeting, I would say, the proof that would be needed for blindfolded. You know, I'm trying not to like put it too harshly. So,
Okay. All right. So yeah, that's about right.
Damn. That is pretty funny. Not gonna lie. Stop it, Crusader. Stop it. We don't need this to start now. But anyways, that was interesting.